Kill me! I'm here! Kill me!
Hey everybody, this is Matthew Movies coming at you with my review of John Wick Chapter 2. And now before I get into this movie, I just want to give my thanks to Semper Fi Comic Guy. He's a subscriber on my channel and a really cool guy who's got his own channel that you should definitely check out, and the link will be in the description. And basically, him and I were kind of chewing the fat in the comment section, and he asked me if I was going to check out John Wick Chapter 2, and I said that I'd hope to, but I made some reference to needing a sponsor for my videos, because obviously I see a lot of movies and that can be rather expensive at times, and he decided to hit me up out of nowhere after like seeing what my message was, and he asked for my email address, and after he got it, he sent me some money on PayPal for me to go check out John Wick Chapter 2, and that was so kind of him. I used it to pay for both John Wick Chapter 2 and the Lego Batman movie, and I am just very appreciative of him doing that. It was very kind and unnecessary, but appreciated to the nth degree. Now, John Wick Chapter 2, the movie that he allowed me to go see. I loved John Wick. I think it's one of the best action movies of recent times and quite possibly of all times. And I wouldn't even say quite possibly. It's one of my all-time favorite action movies for sure. And so I went into John Wick Chapter 2 with my hopes pretty high, and I had seen before I saw the movie, I had seen that the thought was out there that this movie was just as good as the original, and I gotta say I think it is. You know, I think it's maybe ever so slightly a little bit less than the original, because I feel like there's not as many ridiculously cool action scenes like that. I still think the nightclub scene in the first movie is the best action in either film. However, this movie definitely has all of the charm of the first one, and a lot of really interesting characters are introduced, and you just, the way that the story it progresses, you can tell that they're leaving an option open for John Wick Chapter 3, and sometimes that can be really annoying when you go out of a movie and you feel like it's left open-ended to open the movie up to having a sequel. In this case, I couldn't be happier that that's the case. Basically this movie, for those of you who don't know, is you find out at the beginning of it that essentially John Wick, when he was able to get out of being a killer, he called in the help of somebody, and he offered them up a marker. And basically, in that world, if somebody has a marker on you, you have to do what they ask you to do. Otherwise, it's like an unforgivable crime. So when they approach him, ask him to go and kill somebody, and he doesn't want to, and he makes it abundantly clear, but they force him to anyways, and then stuff happens from there. And this movie has him going in and doing a series of impossible kills, just like he did in the first one. The action is also incredible. Like I said before, I'd say that the height of the movie was the series so far was that nightclub scene, but I'm not taking anything away from the action here. There's so many great moments in this movie, like the way it's shot, where you can see these reveals of characters that he's clearly got his eyes set on, and they've got his eyes set on him. Just so great. There's a fight on a subway train that is awesome, and the way it ends is just incredible. They bring back most of the characters that that survived John Wick, and they're all given good moments and just used to perfection, in my opinion. I mean, I could have used it with a little bit more John Leguizamo, because I really liked his character in the first movie, but he's still there, and he's still got a really cool moment. Ian McShane is back in this movie, and I absolutely loved his character in the first one, and the whole idea of him. He's the runner of this hotel that a lot of the killers stay at, and one of the major rules is that nobody can do any business on hotel ground. And the way the whole thing plays out between him and John in this movie, his character and John, is just so interesting, and where it could possibly go next, I'm fascinated by. The performances are all great. like Keanu is just as awesome in this movie as he is in the first one. And then you have like some of they redo a lot of the moments from the first one, but it doesn't feel excessive. And by that I mean like they have moments where, you know, people are talking about the specter of John Wick and talking about what it means to have his ire up, and it's just as effective as it was in the first movie. But they also don't really kind of get mired down into it. Like they don't talk about it excessively in a way that you'd be kind of like, okay, we already know that. It just gives you that moment where you're like, John Wick, he's gonna get you. I mean, I absolutely love this movie. There's just across the board, I walked out of it being stoked that it was awesome, stoked for another one, and you know, I honestly think that this is definitely the best action franchise in years and years and years. I mean, I can't even think of anything that I personally feel like comes close. When I watched the first John Wick for the first time, it was after it came out on Blu-ray. And I watched it and I restarted it as soon as it was done, and I really wanted to do that when I walked out of John Wick 2. I wanted to just go right back in, but you know, say la vie. So those are my thoughts on John Wick Chapter 2. Let me know in the comments below if you saw the movie, what you thought of the movie. If you're a big fan of the original like I am, if you, basically anything that you want to tell me about my thoughts on John Wick Chapter 2. Please hit that like button. It does awesome things for my channel and it would be hugely appreciated. And hit that subscribe button and that notification button if you're new here. And you know, if you want to let anybody you know that's a movie lover about my channel so that it can continue to grow, I'd be very, very appreciative. And other than that, have yourself a nice day.